Okay, we are recording.
All right. Um, so yes, we are can you guys see the screen with the RV Archive website?
No. Oh, wait. Would it be in the Zoom call or would it be on another page?
It's
Uh-oh.
was
Hold on.
on the Zoom.
Okay, let me get out of the chat room here. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Simona, you say you can't see it. I can see it. It's black with some little bars in it that say
Oh,
Carissimo, Sedona. Um, you see that? Do you see that on your screen? On your Zoom screen?
I do not see that. What I see
Um,
is somebody's laptop screen, I think.
Julie, I had to change my view to speaker view, and then I was able to see the screen that Chris is sharing.
Speaking view. So
Speaker view. Um, let's see.
now I have,
Up at the
okay,
top.
so Chris's screen is the tab. I've got a tab called Chris's screen. This
I've
message is being recorded.
got a choice.
Oh,
Well, not the smoothest of starts. Sorry guys, there was like audio happening for both the Discord chat and for you guys, and they didn't know that we were starting the Zoom chat, so they were talking over me, and so I'm just trying to so I guess what we're gonna start is I'm gonna do a little demonstration. I'm gonna send out a task to a couple of viewers. Um and that way we can do a live demonstration here.
Okay, Chris,
And
before
then
we
once I send out the task, then I'll go into all the features and how everything works. And as transcripts are coming in, um, then I'll take a break, show a live session of doing some judging and making a prediction, and then we'll go back to the presentation and we'll watch the horse race once it happens. And then we'll finish up the presentation and questions and all that fun stuff. And it's all kind of hinging on whether or not there is uh, a horse race starting at a good time here, which there's almost always one starting in like 30 minutes, but it looks like I see 16 minutes is the best we got right now. So that's not exactly what we were hoping to see. So we'll just have to do a quick one here, hopefully.
Chris, before
Um,
we get started, I want to make sure that everybody's seeing your screen.
I'm
okay.
seeing FanDuel.
Okay, that's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page.
absolutely.
All right. So this one is only 15 minutes. Um, really not enough time. We'll wait a minute, and I'll just go into the presentation. Because usually there'll be new ones that pop up, so we do want at least like 20 to 30 minutes for something. Um, yeah, so this is RV Archive. You can come in and do a remote viewing if you just click the Start Viewing button here, and it will give you a task number somewhere to enter your transcripts. You can upload an image, and then if you have, there's an app that goes with it too. And if you have the app, then you can just, if you're doing like paper transcripts, you can scan this app and it'll open the camera on your phone, and you can just take a picture and it'll automatically upload it to this. You'll actually see it pop up on the page right here, and that's you can put your transcripts in that way. You can also, if you are just practicing, you don't want to actually upload anything, you can just click the show target button at the end rather than putting it in any information. And I'll do that just to show an example of what it looks like. And then it will actually give you all of the feedback image. And that's just for the remote viewing side. After you do one, if you had actually entered data, there'll be a few extra buttons at the bottom that'll give you an option to share. And you can share in two different ways. You can share with just a simple sharing the session. We'll put it over in the shared sessions line over here. And then you can also ask for targ rankable sessions where other users can come in and say what level of accuracy you have going on with your transcripts. And I'll show a few examples of those. So it'll actually save each week the top ranked sessions. And so here's examples of all those. And you can actually come in and click on them. And there's room to enter comments at the bottom. You can come over and do the ranking on the targ scale. So that's just the remote viewing side of it. And then what I really built this for is for the associative remote viewing side. And you guys will have to excuse my raspy voice. I'm dealing with a little bit of a cold right now. But yeah, so you can come in and do a self-task for your ARV, and it will automatically give you an option to just go straight into setting up just a task from the default target pool, so you don't actually have to look at any images beforehand, but you also have an option if you want to create your own custom library of ARV targets, target pairs. You can upload your own stuff, and that's all down here. But if you just want an automated setup to give yourself a task, you can come up and click the green button here, and that'll take you to a spot where you can actually set it up for yourself. It'll, fill out the form for event name, time, the time zone. You can give yourself different task prompts if you want. And then you've got your binary outcomes that you give yourself, and then you would just create the task. I'm not going to go through that whole process right now, but it's as soon as you are registered, this is open for you to play around with. This is still a project that I'm working on. This is the only thing on the website that's not finished. The Florida Pick 5. And obviously this is basically just going to be for people in Florida to be able to anyone will be able to come in and do a ARV session and either do self judging or have a partner that does the judging for you and get a each person would work on one of the five numbers basically, and it'll average out, or like if more than one person has picks a number 4 for like the first digit in the 5-digit prediction, then it'll automatically go to that number 4. Or yeah, so it uses just the whoever has the most. Yeah. Let me see. What do we got here? All right, so this is what we'll do. Let me check and make sure these guys are still there. And they are. Cool. All right. So this is what I originally built this thing for, is to be able to do ARV quickly on horse races with a virtual group like this. And so that is what I'm going to set up and do a demonstration of right now. We've got one that's starting in about 40 minutes. So I'm going over to my groups. I have a horse racing group with a bunch of people that I do this with, and I'm going to set up a task. We've got 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we got 12 runners in this one. Okay. Very good. So each one, you can set up your own targets. Number of targets in the pools for this one is 12. There's 2 in this one, 3 in this one. You can set up a whole bunch. Right now I just have a bunch of 12s. I need to set up ones for smaller races too. You can click either view the pool, and you can have all your different, here's all the different target groups with 12 different targets in it. Or you can do a random select, and it'll just randomly select it. And so it just randomly selected a group of 12 targets that I will be filling out the form for now.
This is something you do, Chris, right? This is not something a viewer would ever see. This is behind the scenes.
That is correct, yes.
See, Lauren has a question. I don't know if it's urgent or if it.
I mean, I don't know, urgent. I could hold it, but it was similar to what you said. I wasn't sure if this was like an open source thing that monitor, if we were to be the monitor as you're doing in this, we could also use this way. Or
Yes,
if you could use
this
it to manage viewers.
yeah, this is open source, or it's available once you're registered, then you can just go in and click on the under the ARV drop down on the main navigation bar. There is create something called, I think it's create your own ARV group, and you can build your own group, and this is all available to anybody.
And then say I or anybody were to do that with like some friends, a recurring group. I'm guessing whatever CMS you use to build this is storing everybody's viewers and monitors information in the database and like how well we do, right? So you're privy to that, but can we also see stats on that? Or only you
Yep.
can see historical stats on that?
That is open to everybody. It's automatically saved and open to everybody. You
Wow,
can
that's
optionally
cool.
share it. You don't have to share it. Anybody can choose to there's an option for having it be private rather than being shared.
Wow, that's so interesting. Hmm. Do you mind my asking what this is built on? Like,
Python.
uh-huh. That's your day job or you built it?
Yeah, I built it just for the fun of
That's
it.
so
It's
cool. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you. I'm sorry if you covered that in the beginning. I just
I did not know. Thanks for you're free to jump in. This is going to be very uh informal. All right, so let me see. Who do we got? Stargirl and Bigrissimo, or not Stargirl, Sedona. So let's see. I am going to be the judge here. So yeah, here I'm selecting the judge, which is going to be me. And then there's 2 viewers. I've got Sedona and Bigrissimo. And they're over in the other chat room here. I usually do this, we're all in the voice chats here and on the Discord. It's just a fun way to hang out and chit chat and do a little bit of remote viewing, ARV. So here I'm entering the feedback. So Sedona's going to be getting feedback for first place. and Progrissimo will get feedback for second place. And that's pretty much it. Each one of these images, I'll reveal the images since you guys are not the viewers. So this is the actual images for each that are associated with each of the 12 horses. And that's it. I'm going to submit it. And now it's going to show up over there for them. And they're in the same they don't have a manager action button, but they have the member action button. And so they instantly have these ARV tasks, ARV feedback, judge transcripts. Here's your privacy settings. If you don't want to share your transcripts, you can disable that. So they can just come in and see their transcript or their ARV task and click on it and then just do the remote viewing and upload it. So I'm going to hop over and let them know that this task has been sent. And see if I can hop in there and just let them talk to him for a second. Hey guys, can you hear me? Sedona and Progrissimo? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, yeah, one of them. Cool. All right, they are good. At least one of them is doing a viewing now. So we didn't lose Sedona. Um, cool. So while that is going on, so you can actually, there's like a having to move Zoom screens around while I try and do this. Yeah, so this is the race. That is gives you just the status of where the tasks are at. There's 2 incomplete ARV tasks, 0 that need to be judged right now. No prediction is waiting to be submitted because nothing's been judged. Yeah, so this sort of, if you have multiple tasks going on at once, you can watch them all and just know what needs to be done and what doesn't, just from one location. Okay, and I've got some people wanting to join different things, so I'm just going to let people in here. So I will get a notification when they have finished their tasks and I can start judging it.
Can I ask a probably basic sounding question about ARV feedback generally, real quick?
Sure, what's up?
Well, so there's 12 horses in the race, and then there was that screen where your initial 2 viewers, I guess now you have more, but you assigned one of them feedback for the first place horse and one of them feedback for the second place horse. And I think I need to go back and study because I kind of thought, I guess you're thinking maybe like one would be placing bets on different pl first and second place, basically. So like viewer A is helping with figuring out if who's going to get first place, and viewer B is figuring out who's going to get second place. Is that correct?
That is correct. They
Okay.
get feedback based on who comes in first and who comes in second. And so it's basically the same concept,
So it's
just
just binary for each of them, but around a different place.
yeah, it's not binary because there's 12 different horses. So it's not like a stock where it's either going to go up or down. Um, so it's tough. It's a
Oh,
lot
I
tougher.
see. It's like
A lot.
12, it's like 12 different images.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
I don't know why my brain sometimes, thank you. It helped me even just to talk it through. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're good.
So is there any way that we can see what the the actual viewer would see? Because we're seeing behind the screen here. It's kind of like Wizard of Oz. So can you show?
Yeah, so the viewer will see the same thing. This is what the viewer sees right here. Once they go in and click on, um, once they get into their ARV tasks, and there's no tasks in here, but they'll click on whatever task is showing in here, and it instantly takes them to a screen that looks the same as the start viewing screen. And so they see just this with a different set of numbers, and they just do a viewing just like you would do in here. And they're just going to upload their transcripts, and then click, it'll be a submit transcripts instead of show target. And that's it. And then once they submit their transcripts, I'll be able to my little bell icon over here will light up and let me know, and I can click on it and go judge their transcripts.
And when you're doing this online, to you do the voice part on Discord. Talk a little bit about how that works, how those two things interact.
Yeah, so on Discord, um, we will hang out, and I can make different groups, like, so we just hang out in the general chat here, and that's just what we do for the horse racing. We'll hang out and we'll do a screen share, and we'll actually watch the races live after we do our predictions, and just hang out and chit chat. Um, but I can make different voice if people start using this and want like their own voice channels to be able to do similar stuff. You can make endless voice channels in here, so I could make a voice channel for each group that wants to just have a spot to hang out and do their stuff. Um, so rather than just a general voice chat, it could be one for horse racing, one for business analysis, one for the stock market, whatever somebody makes a group for, I could just add a voice channel. Um, yeah, yep, that's how we actually interact outside of the website. The website's just a platform for being able to um move the screens around, save it, or move the images around, assign tasks, archive it, so it's, we can see our progress or lack thereof. And then it's got a whole chat spot over here as well, so you can just type in rather than having to do a voice chat.
Looks like someone sent you a transcript.
Let's see.
No,
I don't see anything.
I thought it was lit up. Okay.
This is so cool. So theoretically, also one could use it, things that wouldn't really be about financial anything, like outcomes of a election or outcomes of how,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
personal
you
things
could
if you wanted, like, oh, I have 3 job interviews next week or something.
absolutely, you could do that for yourself under self-tasking. You can make it be whatever kind of whatever kind of event that you want it to be. Um,
You
and
get
then
to have it hidden from you, unlike if you were just manual.
yeah.
That's so
Or if you want
cool.
a group, you can do it with a group as well. There's also shared group data. So this has like all the transcripts that people have done, the hit and miss ratio. And again, anybody can not share their transcripts and not share their historical data, their hit and miss. They don't have to show anything on this page. Their whole group can be invisible. And there's a couple groups that are just not visible, because just don't want to share their stuff, and that's fine. But yeah, you can come in here and just click on view people's transcripts. Let me see. I can't see the screen because the Zoom thing is in the way. I gotta keep moving this thing. Okay. Yeah, so the horse racing that we were doing last night, you can come in and view transcripts. Here's Stargirl did a few sessions last night. And yep, so here's an example of transcripts that we did. And you got your winning target image and all that fun stuff. Yep, so there's the, oops, go here. Yeah, so that's the shared transcripts. You've got live predictions. These are all the current live predictions. It'll also show live predictions right as another, line item over here for the ARV predictions. And then you've got your start ARV group. And that's where you would do that. And you've got your join ARV group. You can come in here and just request to join a group.
Oh, Karen had said that the recording stopped because she got cut out of her internet cut out.
Oh no. And you've got a profile section. I threw this in here. And it'll keep an archive of every single remote viewing that you've done. And you can go back and see all the remote viewings you've done. Then different people, I've made it so that if people want to share their like books or whatever they like on remote viewing, they can do that. There's a favorite transcripts. So the archive is only visible to you. This is like your private thing that is, you can go and see all the remote viewings you've done. If you want to share it in your favorites, this is something that's public to like the rest of this is all, anybody can come and see your profile if you're sharing it, and they can come and see your favorite transcripts. And I don't have any in here right now. I kind of feel silly if I, as the person making the website, if I start posting my own remote viewings because I could easily cheat. So, so I just haven't done that. And then you can make a little profile and yeah, that's that whole section. And you got a little account tab button here. You can change your picture and update your email or username. Yeah.
Is there a way to export data like to a comma separated values document or something like this?
To a what kind of document?
Like a CSV doc? Like, is there a way to
There
save
is not
stats
currently
about who did well? Just maybe the basics?
not yet. Maybe that might be something I'll do in the future, but not right now. There's no data on the website there's no reason for me to go that far. Maybe if there's ever a time where there's a whole bunch of data on the website, then I could start doing that. But there's so many other things I want to build. This is an ongoing project. This is this is just the start. No, everything here is going to be updated and made better in some way in the future. But but yeah, right now if there's ever enough data that it makes sense to do that, then that would be an easy thing to add to the website. Um, let's see. So there's some other things that managers can do. You can upload so you don't have to use the images that are stock on the website already. You can just upload your own images and make your own target groups, both for your personal self-tasking or for any groups that you create. You can edit your group description. You can come in and manage members. You can decide how or what gets shared. Managing members, you can come in and you can make like an assistant manager. So if you don't want to like be the only one assigning tasks and being a judge, you can, have somebody else help with that. Um, if anybody requests to join, you'll get a little alert in the bell. Oh, and my thing came up, so let me do that right now. New transcript submitted. Yay. So let's come over here and check it out. Okay, Sedona has submitted her transcript, so we're going to check it out. Got all of our things here. I I will be adding a something to be able to flip this. I have not. That's like the next thing, a very simple thing that I should have already done. Let's see. So where are we at here? Got metal post, heavy gauge, blue, rails, rock, ambient, doors. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, interesting. What's this? No way. Well, looks like I have found we've done this a bunch of times, and I feel like I have just found an error that's happening in the moment. This is kind of frustrating. There's supposed to be 12 images down here, and there's only two. So you guys get to see everything not working, I guess. Um, Somehow it did a binary. Oh, I clicked the random select and it didn't select from a I never used the random select, but I did that in this case. Oh, and it must have went over to like randomly anything. It didn't just select from the 12, it selected from other stuff. So so this doesn't work. You guys are seeing in real time the joys of programming. So that random select button, just so you guys know, if anybody that's going to use it in the next couple days, don't use the random select button because that just doesn't work. Um, ugh, that's so frustrating. Yeah, it shows a binary setup.
So if you had gone in and chosen ones and unblinded yourself to them, but not your viewers, it would have worked. But you think the error's in that button.
No, actually, it showed. Uh, yeah. No, it wasn't because it was blind. And I'm gonna have to go back and actually do troubleshooting to see, but I clicked the random select, and while it showed us 12 different images, I think it actually saved it to the database as two images. And I'm just gonna have to go troubleshoot it and figure out if that's what really happened. Because I usually I don't do the random select. I go in and click the view all the different options and manually select the grouping, the 12, or however many photos. Um,
So
so
for
yeah,
now, to avoid it, you do it that way basically until you have energy and capacity to.
yeah, I'll go back in and show you guys, I guess, what I did that made this situation the way it is right now. Yeah, so usually I'd rather than clicking this random select button, which is what I did this time, and it gave us this, it showed us 12 images that were supposed to be here, but it saved it as two. I always come over and actually do the view pool because then you can manually select your things, and then I would click select group from this page, which would take you to the same page over here to see 12 different things, but it would actually save it to the database correctly rather than save randomly potentially a binary or one of the other groupings, um, if that makes sense. And that's what I assume happened. I have to troubleshoot it later to figure out what happened and fix it. So sorry guys, that's not how I wanted to show you stuff.
But to finish this one, you could go ahead and give some feedback to Sedona and kind of close the loop. And in that regard, it won't.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna have to do here, just to do it, just to close the loop for sure. All right, so ay 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 ay. Yeah, saved it as a binary. Okay, so what do we have here? So she saw blue. There's only one that's blue here. Um, Marking indoor, rock, goldish, brownish, blue. It's got a lot of good, so you can actually click on, when there's a whole bunch of them down here, you can click on one and it'll bring it up here and give you a better view side by side. In the future, I'll make it so you can just click the arrow over button and it'll go to the next image rather than having to scroll back down here and click on one to have it show the other one. That way it'll just be easier and faster. So yep, this is the glory of iterative programming and figuring out easier ways to make things. Looks like she did pretty good here for this. We got a beige space and kind of an flat, and then the top here is got like an ovally space, which is what's happening in this kind of a domed shape for the beige space, and then she's got blue as a main color, which is obviously the main color here. So there's several things in here that are unique enough that I would say this is a solid hit. So I'm just gonna give it a number 4 here. And I'm gonna submit the judgment. And to the group page. Right, so we've got one incomplete task, none judgeable. Now we've got a prediction waiting for submission, although we still want to judge this other one before we really make a prediction. So I'll show you the manage predictions page as we're waiting for this other transcript to come in. And let me check over here. What do we got for time? We got 20 minutes to post. Not that it really matters at this point. It's so frustrating. All right. So this would have shown 12 different lines here, but now it only shows 2. And we got a target score of 4 for the potential outcome of horse number 1 coming in first place. Then you've got Sedona as the viewer. You've got the event. We're missing horses 3 through 12 because of annoyances. So we won't make a prediction right now because we're still waiting on the other one. But when you get a prediction, when you're ready to do a prediction, you just type it up here and click the update group prediction button. If none of it's good enough, you just click pass group prediction. And that is that for that. Let's refresh here. That's annoying. I've been using this for, I don't know, a couple months now and haven't run into that problem just because I never clicked the random select button. And I do something different now for some, I don't know why I decided to try something different, but that's that's what I did today.
Trying to do some of these races on Saturdays. Is that what you've been trying to work up?
Yeah, I've been trying to do them on Saturdays. We do the horse races. And but really if people are just in there hanging out and I'm kind of open to doing it at different times, but Saturdays is usually when I will try to get people together for doing several horse races.
If you a time and then people just go in and into the group and sign into the group and go through that process, right?
Yeah, so we just jump into the Discord chat room here and just hang out and chat and then look for races that are coming up and go from there. If anybody is into financial trading. I do have a financial group that I do predictions, usually like 3 a month. And it's on the SPY, and it's like I'll do the 0 day trade, or 0 days to expire for options, which not a lot of people do options, so this might not be something that anybody's really interested in. But that is what I do 3 times a month, just on days that are super volatile, when specific types of news comes out that's going to make it very volatile. And let's see, let me get to this, and I'll talk more about the financial group. Got a lot of colors. Got the road of some sort, I suppose. Part of a circular wheel. It's more of this other one.
I was wondering if I could pop in with a little question.
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm like crazy, super, super new to all this. Not to precognition, but just the remote viewing thing. I just found out that this is a thing. I tried it with my husband. We did a few, and I have a lot of questions that are like super, super, super basic, and I'm so embarrassed to ask them, but I kind of need to ask them, otherwise I'm never gonna understand what we're supposed to do. But I
Go
tried
for
to
it.
do
Go
a
for it.
couple with my husband.
I'm here to have fun and help people out. What's your
Okay.
question?
So I did like four with my husband. I was only able to do one correctly, and the one that I got correct, um, I was drawing what I thought was there. But the thing was, is I was drawing with my left hand, and I drew the target was it was one of those green leprechaun hats, and I drew it on its side. And when I finished the drawing, I was looking at it like, I have no idea what the heck this is. And I was like, even as I was drawing, I was like, is this like a butterfly that I'm drawing? Like, what is this? This is the weirdest looking butterfly ever. It's obviously
Oh.
not a butterfly. And even though it looked almost exactly like the little leprechaun hat on its side, I had no idea what it was until my husband was like, "Oh, it's here, it's the leprechaun hat." And then I was like, "Oh yeah, that I guess that is a leprechaun hat just on its side." And I'm seeing like on this website you're showing us, you're supposed to put all these words. People can draw things, but I'm wondering how they're getting the words. And I'm wondering if maybe I'm just doing it wrong, like trying to, because I'm drawing with my left hand, kind of trying to tap into the unconscious a little more. Because if you're right-handed, and you're more likely to have like, because I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of automatic writing. It's supposed to be a little more tapped into the unconscious mind if you write with your left hand when you're right-handed. And I'm wondering, like, how are you guys getting words? Is there like some sort of like remote viewing for dummies guide that I could buy for myself to kind of
If
understand what's
I'll tell you, my favorite book that I learned it from is Joe McMoneagle's Remote Viewing Secrets. I recommend that to anybody that's getting into it. Um, yeah, so that's my remote viewing for dummies book.
I can
awesome?
make a suggestion. Um, on the APP website, Marty would give monthly tutorials on remote viewing using our system. And it may not, the system may not be relevant because all of the way of coming in and all that, but Marty would talk about the basics of remote viewing and impressions and writing them down or drawing pictures. And he would talk about um, he would talk about different things like he would bring in the concept of syntropy versus entropy or the concept of love and using different methods in a meditation coming into it to possibly increase success. It's still up, right, Teresa? We still have those up, right?
Right. I just put that in the chat. That
Perfect.
our website is still up. Appliedprecog.com is still up. We are in the process of transferring all the data over to IRVA's website. They're
Yeah.
reviewing the website. And so
Yeah.
we'll end up over there. But right now, they're still on the Applied Precog website. If you go up to the top tab that says free webinars, you can look in there. And this is actually the same, intended to be kind of a continuation of those free webinars where we try to introduce ways that you can get involved with actually doing
Yes.
ARV. But to
Right.
just get a basic thing, like Julie was saying, you can go and watch one of these older webinars where Marty actually goes through the steps of how to do an ARV session. And then you can come back here, come back to our RV archive or, another site and actually put it into practice. So that's kind of what we're envisioning here. I hope,
Yeah.
does that help a little bit?
Yeah, that helps a lot. Thank you so much.
It's just something you can kind of look at and get an idea. A lot of it's so personal is part of it too. I mean, sit there, the worst thing to do is start comparing yourself to other people because that can be that everybody's got their sort of their way to do it. Um, yeah, but Marty's got these really good tutorials out there on how to, and what to expect. Because yeah, it's a big wide world. I will say that. It can be intimidating. And don't give up.
Yeah, the basic thing is like you got a tasking, like Chris gave a tasking. You're viewing for this horse race. You got a code to begin with, that 8-digit code that came up. That's what you're trying to view. You're trying to view the image that you're going to see when everything is completed. When Chris sends you the feedback, you're going to get that image, and so that's what you're trying to see. So that's where the words come in, and that's where the drawings come in, because when you get those numbers at the tasking, that's what you're trying to tell your subconscious or whatever you're going with. That's what you want to see, is what you're going to get as feedback after the judging is done. So, Chris, will you be showing some of the feedback?
Yeah, so I'll show how the feedback process works. Let's see. So I don't know, Progressimo or Sedona, do you happen to be in the Zoom chat? If you guys are, I just want to apologize. It did not work the way it has in the past. I clicked a different button and we ended up doing a binary tasking rather than 12 potential outcomes. So I'm just going to show the process for a binary outcome, but the viewings you did are, well, not it wasn't set up right. So yeah, here's the in this case, it's only showing two potentials. So we got Progressimo for second place and has a target score of 2 for the potential outcome of the first horse coming into second place. And then Sedona with the feedback decider of first place with a target score of 4, which is enough to consider placing a bet on for horse 1 coming in first place. So I've updated the group prediction up here to horse 1 to come into first place. And I'm just going to click update and put it as an actual prediction, just for demonstration purposes. Confirm your prediction, click yes. And once that's in there, it'll pop over here. And until the event is over, it will show as a live ARV prediction that you can see, and it's showing up over here too on the actual live predictions page. And I think we'll just go ahead and do a fake feedback because there's no point in trying to watch the race now that we don't. I mean, I guess we could watch and see if horse 1 comes in first place, but it feels kind of silly at this point. So I don't think we'll do that. So let's just say that horse 1 came in first place. Get back in here. All right, so this is how you give feedback. So let's say first place, let's say horse 1 actually came in first place. Sedona has the first place as the feedback decider. So here's horse 1 as a potential outcome, since we're saying in this situation that horse 1 did get first place. Then we're going to do the actual outcome, where this is where we want to click for the actual outcome, because this is horse 1 getting first place. Over here, we didn't really actually make a prediction, but we'll just say horse 2 got in second place just for demonstration purposes. Excuse me. And we'll just call it a hit just because we're just being crazy here. So when I click hit here, it's going to actually send the images for horse 2 back to Progressimo as feedback, and it's going to send the image for horse 1 in first place as feedback to Sedona, because that's what has been clicked over here. And that's something that we won't actually see because we're not going to log into their accounts, but from their side, they would go into their member actions where they actually clicked the ARV task previously and they were able to go from here to see a task. Now they come over and click on ARV feedback, and here they would actually have their feedback. They can click on a button and see their feedback photos alongside their transcripts. If they had if I had assigned them to be a judge for that or anything in the future, they can come over and click on the judge panel and see things that need to be judged for transcripts. And that's pretty much the process. It's a full ARV process. I'm sure there's lots of areas that I want to make better, especially now that I've found the random select button doesn't work in a live demonstration. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we could open it up for questions at this point. Excuse me. If there's any questions. I don't need beta testers anymore. This is a I have enough beta testers, but if anybody wants to download the app for Android, I can still add you to the list. But I have enough beta testers, and it will be open to anyone on Google Play Store, hopefully in the next week here. So yep, that's that. But if anybody wants the app, just come in and put your email in here to join, and I'll add you to the testing, and then I will email you the link that you can download it on your phone or tablet. I once that's up and running, then I will be moving on to Apple and getting it all working on the iOS store as well. And if the Discord button here takes you guys to the Discord where people can interact and do all that fun stuff.
So, Leo had asked if the app is going to be available in Canada on Google Play.
Yes, yep, it will be available in Canada.
And JT was asking about the difference between ARV and RV. Do you want to talk about that, or you want me to jump into it?
Yeah, I mean, so RV is just simply from the viewer's perspective, there is no difference. Um, when you're doing a remote viewing, you're just simply trying to see the target image that you're going to be given or that you're going to see next. Now, from the other side, from the tasker, the person giving you the task, that what they have more than one image, and they have each image. Let's say they have two images, picture of an apple and a picture of a car. And if a stock goes up, they're going to show you at the end of the day, they're going to show you the picture of the apple. And if the stock closes down, they're going to show you the picture of a car. And if you do it in the morning before the market opens, if you give the tasker a transcript of what looks like a car, then the tasker can say, okay, we're going to place a bet for the market to go down. And the tasker is still supposed to wait till the end of the day. And regardless of what kind of transcript you gave them, they're going to give you either the apple if the market goes up or the car if it goes down. But from your perspective, from the viewer's perspective, you would just do the same thing as remote viewing. I think that if that makes sense, I hope.
Generally, you are looking to get more data with remote viewing because it is open-ended. Like Chris was saying, the associative remote viewing is a choice. It's a choice, whether it's a binary choice or whether it's like Chris is doing here, where you have the number of horses in a race, you have that many choices, it's still limited. And the images that you're going to see are not the images that are really you're not looking at the actual event. So with regular remote viewing, you are looking at the event. With associative remote viewing, something has been associated with it. For instance, if you were trying to come up with the results of a team, like a football team, if you were trying to view the winning team, every team would look pretty much the same. They'd all have it on helmets, they'd all have on be in a field and stuff like that. So it would be really hard for you to figure out which one was the right one. And so you associate something that is totally different from that, and then it helps you make the distinction easier. So that's kind of the theory behind associative remote viewing, is that you pair something with something that's unrelated in order to make it easier for the viewer to get to the target, and so that there'll be a clear distinction, if that makes any sense. And Lauren's got a question.
Sorry. Yeah, my question is also a little meta, not about this awesome thing you built, Chris, but um I guess maybe those of you guys that have done a lot of study with Marty or ARV stuff in groups, um trying to think the best way to ask it. I guess like for most things that are abstract, like will Microsoft or Apple end higher on Tuesday, or how much up will Apple be, or where you would want to assign an apple or an ice cream cone or a taste or whatever, very different pictures. But I guess there's some things that are involved with the future prediction that will be uniquely different. Like the example I could think of was like my sister's pet iguana. Will it do well in surgery on Thursday? I mean, she doesn't really have one. But like, so then you might say, would it be better to task someone with go to Friday and view Sam the iguana? But you wouldn't tell them that. You would just assign a number to Sam the iguana on Friday, and then you would maybe peek to evaluate their transcript for a liveliness or not. Um, so like when it's something kind of like that, what does the ARV, those of you in the ARV experienced community, what do you guys, should that be more obvious than it is to me? Or
Teresa, I'll let you take that one.
I would just say it depends on what you're most comfortable with. I mean, if you are the one who is, if you are trying to get information about something you are already what we call front loaded about, like, if you know what the task is, then, well,
oh
you could do
no.
it either way.
Well, I mean, if I was doing it by myself, I'd have to use something like Chris's program. But if I had a team of viewers and I was trying to get prediction about the iguana's aliveness or health on Friday after the surgery, would it be better to just think of it as like remote viewing the future of Sam the iguana? Or would it be better to assign variables like you would for a horse race or something? Because I mean, you could assign like ailing. If it's ailing, if Sam is ailing and barely going to make it, show them some pine cones in the forest. And if Sam is doing great, show them the rings of Saturn or, whatever it is.
You've answered your own question. Yeah, you could do it that way, or you could just do where you would just tune in to the actual outcome, which would be straight remote viewing. You could do it either way. It just
Right. But I mean, do you guys have a sense of which works better yet from all your years of practice?
it just depends on your viewers, and it really does,
Mm.
and the way that people like to do it. I mean, remote associative remote viewing is really good for certain things like stock trades, like he's talking about. It's really hard to remote view something like that, or something like a sports event, because the sports events, if you're trying to look at it, it's really hard to do that unless some people tune into the emotions, and so you can do that because associative remote viewing is not just strictly images. Shane is on the call here, and I know he's got the color group, the color ARV group, that does horse racing every week. And so that matches the colors to each horse in the race rather than photos to each horse in the race. And so you can do various things like that. It doesn't have to be an image. So, there's a lot of ways to do it. It's just a way of, getting yourself out of the way and letting your subconscious take charge.
Thank you so much. That's so interesting.
I think we had a group once that viewed to the emotion of a football group. So if two teams are playing, they would view the emotions of one of the teams. Were they disappointed or were they happy? And I think that came out pretty successful.
That's an
Well, so that
interesting
was
way
just
to do
regular
it.
RV, right? Like, just view the like as you make a number for the emotions of like the Red Sox, and you make a number for the emotions of the Yankees or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember how it was tasked, but it would be the happy or sad or angry or elated. I don't know. Yeah.
Chris, did you want to show us you were going to show us the other group, I think, real quick, and then we'll take a few more questions.
I'm not sure the financial group.
I think so. I think that was what it was.
Let's see. Yeah, there's not really much to show. If anybody wants to join it, they can come into, so it's options trading, which not a lot of people do. Um, but it's not that complicated. If anybody wants to learn it and get into it, um, I'm happy to help anyone out that wants to figure it out. Um, but yeah, if anybody wants to join it, just come into the join ARV group, and financial market predictions is the one that I am running. I have two groups. It's the horse racing group that we try to get together every Saturday, and then there is the financial market predictions.
So is there a
And then
particular time on Saturdays for the horse racing group?
usually the afternoon around I think it's like 2 or 4. Um but
And
but
that's
yeah,
Eastern time? Eastern time?
Eastern Standard Time, yes.
And we have a question, will the Super Bowl be something that you're going to do?
Yeah, that would be fun. If somebody wants to jump into the um I guess the horse racing group, we could do it from there. Um yeah, just come into the Discord chat room and we can open up different discuss different events that we can go after. The Super Bowl would be a big one. I like watching the football or the UFC. So yeah, I like making predictions on those events as well.
Looks like there's some interest in that.
Oh yeah.
Um, so any other questions for Chris? So it's rvarchive.com and just just go into that ARV carrot thing there and join up with one of the groups or try out the viewing.
Yep, and yep, once you get to rvarchive.com, you can just click on the Discord button and that'll bring you to the Discord server where you can just type anything into the general chat, and if I'm not there right then, I'll see it eventually and be able to respond. And then that's where everybody can, go and collaborate and start different groups, ask different people if they want to join your group, or ask about what other groups are available.
It looks like Teresa wants to know about the college football playoffs too. Tomorrow night. You might have a full-time job here, Chris.
That would be cool. Yeah, I don't have any plans for the football games here this weekend, um, or or tomorrow night. I guess the weekend's over. Um, but yeah, I've got I guess plans for my 3-year-old here the rest of the evening, and tomorrow I'll be with him doing family stuff. So no plans here for tomorrow's game.
Okay, well, before we wrap up, I want to thank you, Chris, for sharing this. As you know, I've been really excited about this, trying to share this with everyone because I think it's really important for us all to know that this is out there, something that we can do. Just get on
Yeah.
there and do some remote viewing here.
Yeah, it's a good way to be able to track automatically. It takes all the work of trying to track your own stuff. It just instantly tracks it all for you, and it's it's a good way to collaborate and automatically save everything you do.
All right, Alex has got a question, looks like.
Yes. My question is, from the IRVA's perspective, obviously you guys think this is a valuable tool. That's why you're talking about it. But do you think it's you're going to be in conjunction with them and that you guys will utilize this tool among the other things that you guys already are doing nationally?
That's a good question. I tell you, with APP joining with IRVA, we're looking at a lot of ways to do a lot of new things. And using new tools like this is one of those ways that we're looking at. Next month, February 8th, at the same time, we're going to have a demo of another platform. It's called Social RV. Some of you may know, I don't know if you were at the last IRVA conference. I'm blanking on his name, Chase McCarty, made a presentation there about social RV. And so he's going to be demonstrating social RV. And then after that, at some point, we're going to get Cindy Miller to bring her platform, which is called Enigmatic. I can't remember the rest of it, but it's called Enigmatic, which is another platform. And we will show you how that works. And then after that, we'll see where we go from there. I know we've got some groups that I would like to have demonstrate their groups, like Shane's Color ARV group. I would like to maybe have him present. Surprise, Shane, just sprung that on you. But anyway, things like that so that we can introduce you to ways to use associative remote viewing and remote viewing and the tools to do it with. So that's what this is all about. You know, we're kind of continuing what Marty started. Marty was bringing to you the software that he had and the way that he had to do the various types of viewing. And we're continuing that as we find new ways to do it. So I appreciate Chris being the first to step out here and do this. It's just really great.
I'll say Chase, I've seen the social remote viewing, and Chase is doing an amazing job. He does programming for a living, and his website, just being honest, is kind of more amazing than my website. So,
Well, it's different. It's different, but I think you both have a purpose, and you know, this is a
oh
lot of
yeah,
fun, and this is a lot of fun. I think you put a
yes,
lot
for sure.
of
Thank you. Thank you.
very, very community oriented, I think. So I like that.
Yeah.
So anything else before we wrap up?
Did I hear an interview with Deborah that was that you, Chris, or someone else that dropped recently who was who had previously, gosh, I can't think who it was.
It
Hmm.
was I spoke with Deborah. Did like a mild presentation at a previous IRVA meeting. Maybe you heard that.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah, it was well, I couldn't, unfortunately I'm so terrible with names lately, but it was someone who had a like a finance background who was, so I thought, oh, maybe that was you. But
Nope,
uh,
that's not me.
it would be a better story if I could remember who it was with.
Might have been
Anyway,
Greg K. Greg K. Does that ring a bell?
no, but the fact that it doesn't ring a bell doesn't mean it wasn't him.
The time machine project, which was amazing. Yeah, and that's actually posted to the Applied Precog website as well. If you want to look at that interview, it's up there. Okay, so we had a question about the Super Bowl being on the 8th, and that's true, but the presentation, the demo on the 8th will be at the same time, so it'll be in the middle of the day. So it shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. I don't know, but anyway, we'll record it. So if you miss it, you can get it. It'll be fine. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We had a great turnout. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. We'll be
Thank
back.
you.
Okay.
All right, thank you guys. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
And thanks, Karen.
You're welcome. Teresa, I'll stop the recording now.